This half term in Sunday Club, we're going to look at some of the parables of Jesus. Jesus told lots of parables. What are parables? Well, the word parable sounds a bit like the word parallel. Have you learnt about parallel lines in school? They're like train tracks, lines side by side with always the same distance between them. And so a parallel line is a line that runs alongside another line. Now, the parables of Jesus are those things Jesus said when he laid things out side by side, when he was making a comparison, when he was saying, this is like that. He would often say, the kingdom of God is like this, and then he would give a parable. Well, the parable we're looking at today is the parable of the rich fool. If you're at home and you want a bit of a challenge, how about this? Have a look at this little girl here. She's got a book on top of her head. She's not that great at balancing one book on her head. But how about this for a challenge? See how many books you can balance on your head. Can you do 2, 3, 4, 5? See how many you can do. Well, today's parable is about a man who had so much, so many things, he didn't know what to do with it all. Jesus told them this story. A rich man's farm produced a big crop, and he said to himself, what can I do? I don't have a place large enough to store everything. This man in Jesus' story had been very successful on the farm. Everything had gone well, so he had bumper crops. But he had a problem. He didn't have enough room to store everything he had. He said, now I know what I'll do. I'll tear down my barns and build bigger ones where I can store all my grain and other goods. Then I'll say to myself, you have stored up enough good things to last for years to come. Live it up, eat, drink, and enjoy yourself. However, the story takes a turn. This is what happened next in Jesus' parable. Jesus said, but God said to him, you fool, tonight you will die. Then who will get what you have stored up? This man had lots of things. You might have lots of things. But there is much more to life than having lots of things. This man wasn't really thinking about the future. We are more than just flesh and bones. We have a soul, and our soul will live on after our bodies have died. We have no idea when that will happen. For the farmer in Jesus' story, it was going to happen that night, and he wasn't ready. And nothing he had in his barns was going to make him ready to meet God. We can be too busy with all our things to think about the future. That's why we should make knowing God and following Jesus the most important thing in our lives.